street. He's getting old and lives alone in a brick house. Down the road.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome into the Creator Town Hall. We're back for 2026, and the true essence of the Creator Town Hall is returning here because I don't have to talk by myself this week. We're going to get some guests back on the show, and the first guest, your premier guest for 2026 here on the Creator Town Hall, is someone who has been part of this channel and part of this community for got to be close to 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer, and has never been on the channel. And that's 100% on me. That's 100% my fault. But we're correcting that. We're changing that. We're fixing that right here, right now, here today. Joining me on Studio Live today for the very first time. You heard him playing a little ditty up front. It is Brad Example. Bradley, how you doing, mate?
Hey, Petey, it's good to see you, buddy. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's my
I've been
absolute
watching
pleasure.
this channel. It's got to be longer than 5 years. I got the first iPad. I can't even remember what year it was. Maybe 2009 or 10.
Yeah.
And I started using GarageBand then, and I didn't know what I was doing at all. I had no clue. So I had to start looking up. But I didn't. Same with Jade. When Jade started her show, I never subscribed to any channels. Like in the first 10 years I used YouTube, because I didn't really understand it. I just went on there. If I wanted to hear a Black Flag song, I'd type in Black Flag and listen to Black, I didn't really use it for anything. I just used it to listen to music. But then when I found GarageBand and started to try to figure out, okay, how do I get another track? How do I duplicate this? How do I set this up? How do I do this? How do I edit? How do I fade it out? How do I do, I couldn't fit, I was lost. So then I found your channel. And I started watching your channel like all the time, but I never, for the first probably year and a half, maybe 2 years, I never said anything in the chat. I didn't know how to or like it just, I didn't know what to do.
It's a thing to learn when you start out. We just assume these days that people know how live streams work and how comment sections work and how communities work, and it's not the case. So a shout anyone who's the Brad of today from 5, 6, 7 years ago. Hello to you, because I know that for everyone that's here live, for everyone that's here chatting, for everyone that we know in the community, and we love you all. We'll say good day to you all in a moment. There's people there that are just coming along and part of just listening in and, what do we say, working and lurking and in the background.
Yeah, and don't be shy. Type in the chat, because everybody is super cool and super nice and extremely helpful. So if you're learning how to use GarageBand or Logic, this is the place you want to be to learn how to do it. Like it's everything I learned off from Pete and Pete's videos and rewatching them over and over and over and over again.
See, why did I have you on sooner? This is a giant ego boost, Brad. I love it.
Well, it's true, Pete, and it is. You've helped everybody in this community learn how to record. Like, if there was ever a roadblock or a bump or I don't know how to do this, the first place people look is, did Pete do a video on this? And up it comes. Like,
well, thank you, mate. It's my pleasure, and it's been part of why I love doing this, because I wanted to help people, and I was in the same position. So when I started 10 years ago, I didn't know how to do this, and I couldn't find a Pete John, so I had to be the Pete John to do it. And now we passed the baton, because you got Jade Starr and you got Thomas Christ and you got Leela, and they go into the weeds and the details that I don't want to go near.
Yeah,
I'm
you have a whole different thing.
You're
You're the all around guy, and Jade does specific apps. Like, you need this app for this job or this synth for this purpose, or you know what I mean? All of her tutorials are all about how to use the ancillary apps that you can use with Logic and GarageBand and make your stuff better and make your stuff sound better. And that's what I'm learning now.
Yeah, she has the patience to dive into the weeds and read the manuals and learn all the stuff so that we can learn along as well. We'll set the scene here, because we did just dive straight in, which I love. Welcome aboard, Brad. So the Creator Town Hall, this is your show, and you being the community, but also you being Brad. So we'll be talking to Brad. We'll be finding out a bit about him. If you're like, who is this guy, and where do I get that T-shirt? Because that's a rad T-shirt that you're wearing there. I'm not a white T-shirt
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Oh, I could totally rock one of those, even though I'm a black shirt kind of guy.
And I made all of them the price that they cost to make. I don't make any money on anything.
There
I
you
put
go.
zero on everything.
Well, then you need to charge something, man, because you went to the effort of designing that stuff. So, but that
Yeah,
is
I
very
don't care.
cool and kind. So yeah, go and rock that. And I think our friend Thomas Christ threw a link in there to the chat. There
Oh,
you go.
thanks, Thomas. You're the best,
There's
buddy.
Thomas doing his business as our wonderful moderator. So yeah, if you do have questions for Brad or for me, or that you just want to throw your opinion or your thoughts out into the world, that's what you can do in the live chat here. If you're on the replay, you can throw your questions down in the comment. There you go. Jade needs a Brad example merch. I think it's very, very cool. Should we say good day to all the folks who are here with us live today? We've got a new member to the channel, so thank you to Gajax, thank you, Barry Glenn, lurking and listening because it's supper time. Hopefully you can jump in. We've got Chris Lane Senior here, who's
Hi, Chris
switching
Lane
to-
Senior. It's me, Bradley.
switching to Logic Pro, so he wants some advice, so you can
Yeah,
help
nice.
him out.
I'm right there with you, Chris. Like I'm right
we
there.
got this guy here. We've got Ali Gratilia. We've got
Hey,
Mark
Ali.
Bro.
Hey, Mark.
We have the Leelaverse. The
Hi,
one.
St. Leelers.
And we've got Thomas Christ, of course, our
Thomas,
moderator
awesome.
extraordinaire. Some lady called Jade Star. is rocking on
Jade.
by. In the pre-show, I'll just a bit of behind the scenes inside baseball. Brad's mum was like giving him grief before the show started, and I'm like, so when you get away from Jade, you got your mum in there like doing the same thing, needling you, and she's talking
Making
to
fun
me
of
over
my
his shoulder.
jackets and oh my god.
Oh, it's good times. Ed Zed, the great
Hey,
Ed Zed Zelinsky. Hello, Lewis Cook. Good to see
Hey.
you, my friend. Who have I missed? If I've missed you, Jenny Charlotte.
Hey Jenny, you were awesome today. You and Ronnie were really good on Jade's show today. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so if you missed it or if you're new to the community, Jade Star, a couple of hours before this show, every Thursday evening or Friday morning, depending if you're in the southern hemispheres, she does an interview show, and she had Ron and Jenny from Wolfstone Studio on today, and it was a great old chat. Those two, seriously, when I grow up, I want to be Ron, just
Yeah.
quietly.
Oh yeah.
such a
He's
good
the
dude.
real Ron Burgundy.
Right.
He has many leather-bound books. He's kind of a big deal.
Is kind of a big deal. Doug Kidder is here as well.
Hey,
G'day
Dougie.
to you, Doug. Hope you are doing well. And Tremor Bear. Wouldn't
Hey,
be a show
Tremor.
without the great Tremor Bear. So, yeah, if you do have questions again, if there's one thing you've always wanted to ask Brad and you've been too afraid to ask in person, well, then just ask him in a public forum like this. What could possibly go wrong? So, Brad, for the few folks, because I know we've got a lot of newer members of this community and people who haven't tuned into this show because we went on hiatus for like 3 years, tell us a little bit about your musical journey of the to date of where you came from. You know, I know it's a hard thing to do. You could probably give us an hour version, but what's the
Yeah.
5-minute breakdown of the Brad Example musical journey so far?
Well, I was really young, around 11, I think, just about 12. And my buddy got a drum kit for Christmas. So one Saturday, all the other kids in the neighborhood that played electric guitar all went to his house to play because he had a drum kit. So I went there, I was there, and I was like, there's no bass player. And I could never play guitar with a pick, and I still can't. So I was like, well, I want a bass, and I loved the sound of bass. So I started playing. I got a bass for my 12th birthday. They were playing some Black Sabbath songs and some Black Flag songs. So I went and learned them. And when the next Saturday came and they were jamming, I had a bass and an amp, and I knew all the songs. So then,
You got a teacher. We just,
well, yeah, and then I took a couple bass lessons.
the guy said there's no.
And then and then after a while he said there's no point in teaching them because I had written a record over the summer and recorded an album with the band I was in. So by the time I was 15, we had solidified the 3-piece band at that time. It was a 3-piece. And we recorded our first record that a couple of years ago was reissued on vinyl, which was really cool. And
Nice.
2 of the songs that I had written back then were covered by Matt Fraction and Adrian Young from No Doubt. Matt Fraction from Face to Face. They covered 2 of my songs, and they're on that album.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool.
So anyway, I played in that band for a long time, and then we moved to Toronto. Played in Toronto for a long time. I played in, and then me and Dave, my guitar player that I've been playing with since 206. That was room 206. Then we joined another band that was originally called Monster Voodoo Machine, and they won a Juno Award in '97. And in '98 we joined that band, but they changed the name to Damn 13. We played with them for a year or two, and then quit that band. And I was writing songs with my friend Dustin over the phone. He was living in London, Ontario. I was living in Toronto, Ontario, and then we put together the Surfers. And then the Surfers have been together now for 35 years, I think it is.
Wowzers. And that's the Inner City Surfers.
Yeah,
like,
the Inner City
very,
Surfers.
Very
Yeah.
rad, very cool punk stylings and rock and roll.
Yeah,
and,
they used to call us a cross between the band and Bad Religion.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, and if you haven't checked out Brad's music, it runs the gamut. Like you listen to a Surfers track, and then you listen to some of Brad's like very sort of folksy finger picking guitar stuff, and it's you've got a wide and diverse range of musical stylings and
Yeah, I've been a
creations.
big fan of Ween and my whole life, and the Stones and the Beatles, and the White Album was always my favorite. And you can't there's no two songs alike on the White Album. There's no two songs alike on Sticky Fingers. There's no two songs alike on any Ween records. So I was like, why do I have to write the same song? I usually write songs in a style, but I'll write them in threes. So if
Yeah.
I'm writing like a folk song, I usually write kind of three in a row. Or if I'm writing a punk rock song, I'll write three in a row. Or I'll write like just like a regular song, I'll do three in a row, a poppy kind of song or whatever. A heavier song, I do them all in threes for some reason.
Yeah, very cool. And we'll talk a little bit about your sort of more recent musical journeys, because obviously you found this channel and this community when you were learning to create music yourself
Yeah.
and do home recording, which is
Yeah.
a very different thing, I'm sure, from playing in a band and touring
Yes.
and studios and all of
Yeah.
the fun stuff that goes along with that. A little
Yeah.
bit slower pace, but it's a
A
fun
lot
and
to
you have
learn.
more control.
Yeah, more control, a lot to learn. But I got good teachers, which is the main thing. And then, but it's just each little progress you make, it makes you feel like, holy shit, I did it. And then it just gets better and better. Each song gets better.
Yeah.
Until the last two songs I put out were the best two songs I've done myself ever.
Yeah. No, very cool. And it's good to know because I see this name, Dave Bahun. Is that how you
Bahun.
say his name? Bahun. On a lot of your tracks. And
Yeah.
so he's obviously
him and I have
played
been playing
guitar.
together since we were 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, wow.
Every
And
band I was in, the stipulation was if I'm in it, Dave's in it with me. So if you take me, you take him.
Nice.
And it worked for every band we've ever been in.
Yeah. No, that's,
It's just we got together when we were really young. We started jamming with his cousin, and that was the first time we like played in a band and tried to learn how to be in a band. So we would just practice and try to work out how to do it, and
yeah.
it took a while,
Yeah. Very cool. And you were telling me the song we heard in the intro there, we only heard like a minute of it because, that's how I roll. I only play short chips of songs. Your track Little Bird, which is my favourite. And I know a lot of people love listening to that track. And I've probably spun it 10 times on my own YouTube account. You mentioned that was like a one-take thing. You just sort
we
of
did
got
it
in
in one
got it-
take. We sat down, we did it in one take. They shot it and then aired it like a couple months later on a news show. And then they had a segment on there called Bear, and then the guy who made the Bear, because there was a lot of artists that did it, got in a fight with the people who owned the company, and then they had to pull it all down. But I ended up getting a sneaky copy of it, and so I gave it out.
Oh, that's I'm glad you saved it because it's one of those songs that tells you a story and always brings a tear to the eye whenever I listen to it and play it.
Yeah,
And,
it's one of those songs that whenever I play, I'm not sure if I should play it or not. Like I play it maybe once every 4 or 5 shows I'll play it, but I should be playing it every show because people like it. But it's one of those songs where you're like, I don't want to play it again. But last time I played it, teared me up, and I just,
Yeah.
and it still hits me.
And that's what we're here for, isn't it? It's that human connection that you get when you hear a song that actually tells a story, and you can really relate to the songwriter or the storyteller. So very, very cool, very good that you are creating. So we know what got you into creating music in the start. Obviously, no bass players, so someone's got to play
Yeah.
bass. Like I kind of love that. It's a bit like me with the GarageBand. No one's making tutorials. I guess I got to do it. You're like, I guess I'm learning bass now.
And
So-
literally 2 weeks later, as soon as people found out that I was playing bass, was getting phone calls. I was like, I was 12 years old. I got my bass when I was 12. I was getting phone calls from guys in their 30s and 40s saying, "Will you come play bass in our band?" And I'd say, "Okay, well, what kind of songs do you do?" And they would say, "Oh, well, we do Motley Crue, and we do Skid Row, and we do Poison." And I'm like, "No, that's not what I want to play. I'm not." I grew up listening to punk rock. I am not playing Motley Crue. No. So I was all into the Cult and Black Flag and Bad Religion and the Feeders and Group Home and Bad Brains and Minor Threat and the Germs, and that's it. And the Dwarves, Sperm Birds. That's all I would listen to.
Yeah, that's
That and
that's
country music. So I listened to both country music and punk rock. They were both the same to me. They were both about hard living, drinking hard, partying hard, living hard. So I thought, and they were all same 3 chords. So I thought they were the same to me.
It's so funny you say that because I grew up not liking country music, but not really realizing why I didn't. And I think it was just if you were into in Australia, if you're into alternative and grunge, you kind of were told that you had to dislike all other music. So
Yeah, but
dance
if
music, electronic music, country music.
Everybody hates country music. They hate bro country, and in the 80s, they hated the glossy Nashville, like Songwriters Row, glossy country. But behind that, there was Uncle Tupelo. There was Gigi Allen. There was like No Depression. So there was all of these great bands at that time, the Meat Puppets especially. All these bands that were doing country music that were also considered punk rock. So it kind of merged the two together. And then, Uncle Tupelo became Wilco, and Wilco is huge now. Like they're huge.
Yeah. Oh, and it does go to show you that, expanding yourself out and trying different things and sampling. And that's why, again, this community and doing this show and talking to artists like you and other folks we've had on the show before, it's so diverse. It's such a diverse range of people, different levels, different talents, different genres, and all creating something different. But again,
no
doing
two
your
songs
own
are
thing.
alike ever. Whenever I listen to YML, there's never 2 songs that are the same.
Yeah, and
I've been getting pissed off at Doug Kidder lately because he's been writing such amazing songs. I'm like, oh, I hate your guts. Especially that ballerina song that just kills me. It's like,
wasn't it
that's
rad?
brilliant.
Because Doug, so if you don't know, YML is my show, Your Music Live. So every week I do a 2-hour show where I play little samples and clips of a bunch of different people's music. And we usually do 30, 35, 40 tracks a week. And we have the usual suspects, but the great thing is that we have new people that come into the community and share their music. And yeah, it's just a really, really cool time. And Doug Kidder did a demo during Songtember, which is a whole other thing. We'll talk about that later, of this song Ballerina. And he's like, oh, yeah, here's the demo of it. You can play it. And then he's like, oh, it's finished. Here it is. And I'm like, well, we're playing it again then, Doug. And because Doug's such a humble dude, he's like, oh, no, you don't have to play it again. I just wanted to show you that it's done. And I'm like, no, dude, you went to the effort. You spent another 4 months making this sound even better. And you've got the final version with a video where we're playing it again. So
yeah, it's got that Jane's Addiction vibe that I just love. Like and his voice is so awesome. And the guitar playing's awesome. And it's like Cold Acre. It's like just pulling great songs out from nowhere.
Yeah.
Jade, same thing. Just another killer song just comes out. You too, another great song just pops out.
Yeah, see, my enemy at the moment is this guy. I don't know how he just keeps he's collaborating with everyone. He's dropping all these cool songs. He's doing the Skeptic stuff. He's doing his own stuff. I don't know how he finds enough time in the day to create so much great music. So, and I say an enemy, but in that I just want to make music like them. I want to be like them. So, yeah, it is cool. It's that thing where you're inspired and you try not to get too jealous, especially if
Yeah,
you're having
I'm
a bit
jealous.
of a block. So, what got you into wanting to make your own music again? So, after you've had the whole band thing and you've been touring and you've been doing all that, what was the spark that went, I'm going to go out and search this stuff out and learn how to use GarageBand or make my own music myself?
Well, I got sick and I had all this time on my hands. So I had an iPad. I bought not a used iPad. It was brand new, but it was a Christmas present to a girl that never opened it. So she sold it to me, and it had GarageBand on it. So I bought the iRig 3.5 mil
Oh, yeah.
quarter-inch jack, so I could plug a guitar into it, and I could plug a microphone into it. Then I bought the iRig microphone that had the little headphone jack in it. Okay, so now I had an acoustic guitar that I could mic and play the guitar into the microphone, and then I could sing into that microphone and get a vocal and a guitar track. And then, of course, I'm a bass player, so I have lots of nice basses, so I would put a bass track, and then I just started building songs and learning how to layer them and learning, because even before that, when we would demo songs, before we went into the studio, Dave had a Tascam 4-track, the little gray one, which I would kill to have another one today. I wish I would kill to have one. I want
They
one,
were so
but they're
cool.
so expensive now. Like,
They are.
so expensive. So anyway, I kind of learned a little bit about using the Tascam, and then we had a Fostex quarter-inch reel-to-reel 8-track, and we used that for the first Surfers record, and then bounced that to 2-inch tape, and then mixed it on 2-inch tape, and then so I learned a little bit about how to record with that equipment. But it was GarageBand that I liked the most because it was digital. Oh, I also bought before that I had bought a Tascam D90. I think it was a Tascam or a Fostex. It was Tascam, I think. D90. But it was a hard drive recording unit, so it had a snake, and you had to plug and unplug things. So by the time you had your inspiration and you got everything all plugged in and set up, it was gone. So I was like, this isn't for me. So I sold all that stuff, which was like the board, the hard drive, the microphones, the headphones, all the stuff that you needed for a studio, the snake, everything. I sold it all in a bundle and realized that GarageBand was just a simple way to record, and it sounded good.
Yep.
So I tried to learn what I could as I went along. And each song would get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little better, but just by inches, not by miles, by inches.
Yeah. Yeah, and it showed. And again, once you started sharing music, and we started chatting, and you started sharing what you were learning, and not only yourself but other folks that had started out and kind of gone along that journey. Because I think almost everyone had one of the old iRigs back in the day. So like especially the original ones. And if I put an image like this up on the screen, people are just like, oh yep, I had that, like the little barrel, the little 3.5 mil plug. And you just plugged your guitar in, your headphones in the other one, and you went for it. And I don't know, there was a joy and simplicity in having something so simple, but still effective. It still actually worked well for recording. And you can definitely have done. I went down the similar path to you in that I had the Tascam 4-track back in the day, which again sold to a buddy who installed it onto another guy, and we wish I still had that now, although I needed the $400 at the time, so I'm sure there was something I needed for it. But
now they're like $800-900 to buy one.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I bought it new for like $700, like way back when, which for inflation would be massive. And then sold it to a mate for like $400. But and then went down I tried like recording to a PC, and I tried different software, and I tried different ways to connect things up. And it wasn't until I saw the simplicity of GarageBand, and I was chatting to someone the other day. Like, the thing that I love about GarageBand is you got your phone or you got your iPad, and you go GarageBand, you go guitar, you press big picture of guitar, and I'm kind of a guy that needs that. that guided big picture of guitar, cool. And then it's like, oh, I want an amp that's like a Marshall. That you can't call it a Marshall, but that looks like a Marshall. So I tap on the big picture of the Marshall, and then I plug
Yeah.
in, and then I play, and it sounds kind of like a Marshall.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
there's
I remember
no
being blown
buzz,
away.
there's no noise
Yep.
floor, there's no because everything I recorded on the Tascam, there was this hiss that was on top of everything, and you couldn't clear that hiss away to get a clear audio signal. So with
Yeah.
GarageBand, you could see your audio signal. You could it didn't have that hiss layer on top of everything.
Yeah.
It was just glorious, like technology that was so simple to use that
Yeah.
it was inspiring to learn and want to learn more and more about it.
Yeah. So, and in more recent times, I know you've had a slightly frustrating journey in going from GarageBand to Logic Pro
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
iPad.
I got
what-
Logic and I didn't open it. I paid for the subscription for 1 full year. I didn't even open it. Then when the next payment came up and it said you got your Logic Pro subscriptions coming up, you got to pay for it at August 1st. I was like, I didn't open this for a year. I'm opening it and recording a song today. So I did. I opened it and I started. I was so scared of it, and I watched all the videos I could. I still couldn't manage the interface, like where everything was, and I still struggle with finding things and where do I change keys? Where do I turn the volume of the metronome down? Where do I find the amp boutique? Where do I get I still struggle with all that stuff.
Yeah. And look, it is a steeper learning curve. I say to folks, I know Jay nicely teases me because I cover the same stuff on GarageBand, and I kind of am stuck using. Whenever I start a new song, I open up GarageBand, and that's kind of my sketch pad because I'm so familiar and I just know where
Yeah.
everything is, and I know the sounds I'm looking for, and I know how to get it all in there. It's great to be able to go into Logic Pro then to be able to expand
And then
out
open
and
it
do all
up.
the other things.
Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
what Jade kept telling me. Just start it in GarageBand and then open it in Logic Pro and you'll be halfway there already.
It's so true because and that's the good part because it'll just bring everything across, but it'll kind of just soup it all up. So if you
Yeah.
use the Marshall type amp in GarageBand, it'll open up the amp designer and give you a very similar sound. But then you can change it and change the mic
Yeah.
position and sculpt it into whatever you want it. And the same with like your vocals because just working out how do I change my vocal preset in Logic Pro, it's a completely different thing. In GarageBand, you're like, oh, do I want the radio ready one or do I want the
Yeah.
lead vocal? And then
Yeah.
just turn the compressor up or down a little bit.
Yep.
Whereas in Logic Pro, it's a completely different mindset you got to get into because you got to think, all right, there it is. There's my plugins, but over there's my browser with all my presets for my plugins, and I
Yeah.
can change
Plus
it
all
there.
the third party apps that you have that also add to especially if you're doing vocals, which is I love Mixbox the most. I
Yeah.
use Mixbox on everything. Like
Yeah.
I use it for drums, I use it for vocals, I use it for everything. Like I just love that one app for whatever reason. It's got all the sounds I like in it. It's easy to use. So I put it on my bass, I put it on my guitars, I put it on everything.
Yeah, If you don't know, that's IK Multimedia's Mixbox, and it's like an all-in-one. So if you're like, oh, I need a compressor, and then I need a reverb, and then I need a delay, and I need a de-esser. It's like no, Mixbox just has everything. You buy one thing, and then you just throw it on there, and you can throw multiple versions on there. And yeah, that's a good point. I have Mixbox, and I loved it, and then I always forget about it. So
Yeah.
I do need to go back to it because.
And now I'm using that one called Xvox. I think it's called Xvox. It's a
Yep.
vocal app. That one's really good too.
Very, very cool. Good stuff. And we'll talk a little more about that as well, or just that learning curve, because I know that Chris Lane Senior was saying the same thing, like moving from GarageBand to Logic Pro, and I guess and I know Joe and Barry Glenn have done the same thing, learning that and having some frustrations along the
The
way.
frustrating part about Logic Pro is learning where everything is.
Yeah.
Is learning how to access each button on the top, each button on the bottom, what each button does, where to find it, how to get in there. Like just for me to turn the volume of the metronome down took me 20 minutes to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah, which and again, I've been threatening to do a series where I'm like, read the effing manual
Yeah.
series because I need to read the manual and I need to get. And I've realized that from talking to you and talking to other folks, you almost need like a 20 annoyances in Logic Pro in 20 minutes. So I think that's probably
Yep.
the next video I need to make, which is what are the
The
20
best thing you ever
little
did
things?
was make that GarageBand tutorial book.
Yeah,
If you did that for Logic, it would sell like hotcakes
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's all
That's
broken down the way you broke everything down. If I would have had
yeah,
that at the beginning of my journey, it would have cut my journey in half.
yeah,
So if you
yeah.
do that with Logic, it would, oh my God, it would
Well,
help
hey.
so many people.
We have the new features and the new version coming in like a week's time. So the time is right when that, because I was always worried about that. You know, you do a big thing and then they update it and then you're out of date immediately.
Yeah.
That's kind of like why GarageBand is so good, because they haven't changed anything in the last 10 years. So
Yeah, they
all,
keep
all
it
my
easy.
videos still work.
Yeah. Well, Logic is the same. I mean, a lot of the stuff will still stay the same.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
the fundamentals
and
are
it's the videos that you need to make. Like, how do you turn the volume down for the metronome? How do you set your metronome up? How do you,
Yep.
how do you get into Amp Designer? How do you manage your screen sizes? It's all those little things that
It is.
are kind of hard to wrap your head around when you're learning Logic.
And it's the little blockers that kind of get you frustrated. I know I've done it. I've been trying to do something and I've tested 4 different ways, and then I can't work out how to do it, so I just close my iPad and walk away. And I'm like, that's not the best. That's not the best advertisement for them. If the guy that's supposed to be the teacher of this stuff is getting frustrated with not being able to find it, so yeah, I think they could do some things better, and I think they have improved some things with the interface. I'm looking forward to things like the chord, being able to analyze
Yeah,
the chords when you're
wow.
playing a part, because trying to set up your chord tracks in Logic Pro is a pain in the butt right now.
Yeah.
So things like that'll be cool.
And especially for guys like me that play all these weird chords that I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Like Bubba knows what they are. I can play it over the phone and Bubba will tell, oh, that's an F sharp 9 diminished, augmented from planet B. It's like, well, how do you know that from over the phone? But anyway, he knows all that stuff. So if Logic can kind of sparse out all those things, it'll make adding orchestral parts and synth parts so much easier.
Yeah, no, it's I'm the same. Like I'll when I play a chord, I'm like, I've got no idea what this chord is. It just sounded pretty when I put my
Yeah.
fingers in this position, and then yeah, it'll be interesting to find out in some of my songs what the chords actually are, because I
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
in my diagrams, I'll just put like E, C, D, and then I'll put like D with like an asterisk next to it, and I'm like, I'll know what variation I mean of D, but I don't actually know what that chord is called, whether it's sustained or augmented or a
Well, the
ninth
thing
chord or
with me
whatever.
is I use partial capos. So I put a capo on just 3 or 4 strings and I'll
Yeah.
put it on like the 6th fret and play chords like that. And I don't know what those chords are. I have no clue.
So we'll all find out for sure. Hello to those who we're about sort of the halfway mark here, chatting with Brad Example, and if you want
Hey,
to go check
Hubsy's
out-
here. It's good to see
Yes,
Hubs.
we've got. We're going to say good day to the folks who've joined us. So we've they're asking what who you're holding there. It must be an Eastern Canadian wombat, says Gary.
Oh
Hobbs.
yeah, it's Winnie. Sadly, I have to give her up this week. She's going to my uncle. She's going to live with my uncle because he has a Shih Tzu too, and I'm brokenhearted about it. But that's the way it goes. My Grammy wanted it that way, and that's how it's going. So she's gonna go live with the other Shih Tzu and at the lake because she loves to swim. So she's gonna live at the lake.
Lovely. That's very cool. And yeah, and apparently my wonderful Australian internet had a little bit of problem there for a while. So yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen in an hour plus show. We're going to have some little, but that's a good thing. We've got Brad here. Brad can continue chatting.
Yeah, I
on
can
and,
talk all night long.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just started recording a song in Logic for using an electric guitar, and it's the first time I bought an electric guitar 5 years ago, and this is the first time I've even picked it up.
Yeah, wow.
I bought it because I thought maybe one day I'll use it, but I've been so intimidated by electric guitars since I was a little kid that I never even touched them.
Wow.
I would only play acoustic guitar and bass, and that's it.
That's so weird because you would have thought at some point, a punk bassist would have got frustrated and just wanted to pick up a six string and start blasting power chords. Or
Never,
no, never happened.
never. I had Dave. He was the best guitar player I'd ever heard. So I didn't need to. Like, I'd write all my songs on my acoustic guitar, teach it to them, and they would play it better than I ever could.
Yeah. Well, that's and look, there's a good lesson in that too, because I think I was chatting with someone the other day about this, that the one challenge we have, like once you realize you can do everything yourself, you tend to think you have to do everything yourself, and you can't use other people to help you out. But collaborating with other folks,
it's way better because you trust their instincts to make it greater. They're not going to turn your song to shit. They're going to make it better because they're good, and you trust that they're going to give everything they have to it to make themselves look good and feel good and sound good. And in the process of doing that, it only elevates the whole song, and it elevates the whole project.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I did my song Temper song this year. Like I've talked about collaborating with Jade and Jade doing drums on my song before, and the classic thing is that I'll send it to Jade, she'll do the drums, and she'll send it back. And she knows my reaction. I'm immediately going to go, oh, it wasn't quite what I was thinking, and then I'll listen again, and I'm like, I'll be like, oh, actually, and then by the third listen, I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't have done it this way, but that's the whole point.
That's exactly the point, and
that's
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to be surprised at what they do. Like that was the best part about being in the Surfers, because all four of us sang and all four of us wrote totally different styles of music. So it was always surprising to hear what each guy would come up with for whatever you brought to the table, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, and that's the great thing about collaborating. I don't do it often. I did a collaboration for Songtember with Jade and or for the charity album with Jade, and that's the first collaboration I've done like publicly I think I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I'd like to do more. It's just I have a hard time getting the time and the physical ability to record the songs that I have to get done.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and then this guy here came along with some bass tracks for my same song, and again, I didn't even ask for that. That was the biggest and coolest surprise when Hubs is like, I played along with your song when I was out at the parking lot, and I came up with the bass part. I think it's pretty rad. And I'm like, oh, okay, send it to me.
Nice.
And he like sends me this track, and it's absolutely like face meltingly cool bass. So I'm like, right, it's in. You're way better bass player than I am, and I would never come up with that part. So it's really, really cool. And I hope you like.
That was awesome when Hubsy did that. That was killer.
No, it was super cool. I've got a question from Jade. No, I don't think Brad can remove his headband, Jade, because it looks really rad, and it matches his shirt.
I wasn't wearing it at first, but then I decided to put it on.
It's perfect. It brings the whole ensemble together.
Yeah.
We got more. Russ is asking headband questions too. Hiding bald? No. If you're hiding baldness, you do a ball cap. That's if you're hiding baldness, you want something that completely cut. Headband, you just have the George Costanza ring up the top. That'd be no good.
It drives me crazy.
What a go here. So you started. Oh, he's gone headband free. He's proven that he's got the locks, the sweet.
Yeah, there you go.
There. Nice one. So what sort of took you from punk to folk? Like, I mean, they have similarities in terms of chords.
I just found it all so similar, and then lyrically, I no matter what I play, it's my lyrics anyways. So I'm kind of in. Like I infuse myself into it anyways.
Yeah.
So then when I was playing, because all my uncles and my dad and everybody I knew when I was really young all played around the campfire.
Yeah.
So I picked up the acoustic guitar and started learning the songs that they knew, but then I had a better ear than they did. So they would say, "Whoa, I really like this song. Can you learn it and teach it to me?" So then I would take the tape downstairs and I'd listen to the tape and I'd play along with it and I'd learn where the capo is, and I had a good ear for that. So I would learn songs by ear and teach them to my uncles and the other people around me. So then I just kept playing acoustic guitar, and even the punk rock songs I wrote for 206 were all written on acoustic guitar to start with. And then when I brought them to the band, we would just amplify them, speed them up, and scream a little more. And that was the only difference. And then I would take the song later that night to the after show party and play all the songs on acoustic guitar, and everybody liked those versions too. So they would say, well, why don't you play those songs? Why don't you get up there and play that stuff? So then I started doing a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and started to bring a little more of those kind of quieter acoustic songs to the front and the louder, heavier, screamier songs to the back.
Yeah, wow. I love that. Like, that's such a cool. I'm picturing like a diagram or a T-shirt or something that's like folk here and punk here, and it's just like, yeah, distorted, faster, scream more. And it's just that's how you go from folk music, folk rock to punk rock. That's
add whiskey.
That's right.
That's it. Just the two circles. Add whiskey. Another circle.
So folk music's like a glass of red wine, and then, it's punk is like a line of shots of whiskey. It's just like, there's your difference right there. So you were talking about tools and hardware and that sort of stuff, and because it's a creative town hall, and because there's lots of nerdy folks around here that like knowing what you use and how you create music. What are some of your favorite tools, like either?
Well, of course,
hardware or
because
software
when
stuff?
I started, IK was the only company that made stuff specifically for the iPad and digital music creation. So I became an IK fanboy. I bought everything. I even bought the power supply unit. I bought the iLoud cord case that has all the cables in it. The iCable, the iRig cable case. I bought the iRig Pro Duo. I bought everything iRig. And then my iRig Duo started to kind of crap out on me and sizzle and so then I went and bought a Universal Audio Volt 276 or 275 or something it's called. The Volt 276, I think. It's got the it's got that 1881 compressor or whatever it is, I forget what it is, but it's that one. Yeah. And I love it. I absolutely love it. But then the thing I found is as important as your interface is your mic locker. So you gotta have a 58, a 57, a pod mic, a couple good condenser mics. I got a Rode NT1 Mini, like USB digital mic. I have a Yeti mic even. Because those are really good. They're really good at picking up acoustic guitars. I have probably 10 or 11 mics that I kind of swap through and get the sound I want and then stick with that mic. Yeah. Lately, I've been using the mic that came with the Universal Audio. It's a Universal Audio condenser mic. I've been using that one a lot for vocals, especially because it sounds good. It's got a nice sound to it.
Very cool, and that's it's such a good thing. And I was chatting about gear recently, and I think the mistake people make is they're like, all right, I'm going to upgrade to like the most expensive version of this one thing, and that's going to be my one go-to mic forever, or my one go-to piece of software. And it's like, no, you're right. You need that variety, because if you're creating different types of music, different genres, sometimes you want a different sound. Sometimes you're recording something super quiet and you need that sensitivity. Sometimes you want to yell and scream. And
when we were using that Tascam 4-track, I was singing into a set of headphones.
Yep.
We didn't even have a microphone. I was singing into the earpiece of a set of headphones.
There's people that are nodding along to you right now, because
I recorded 10 songs like that.
If you were there, you knew that. Like the second that Teenage Pete found out that headphones were basically just a reverse microphone, and if you just flipped it around and shoved it in the mic socket, you could sing into a pair of headphones. I'm like, I got a mic now. I don't have to go
Yep.
and buy a mic. I can't afford to
Yep.
buy a mic, but I just flip like plug your headphones in and just yell into the headphones. And yeah, it's such a cool thing. I did the same. Yeah, when you have bands and when you're trying to do things and you've got no money and you're just like, yeah, let's
Yep.
just try this. And that experimentation. And this is why we're not going to go deep into like the AI music stuff today, but it's why I think humans and creativity, like experimentation, like you're not aiming for things to be pristine and clean and pure and
Yeah.
lifeless.
I mean,
You want-
look at Springsteen's best album is Nebraska, and he did that on a 4-track in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can't. It doesn't matter. The quality of the recording doesn't matter as much as the soul of the song. Like, and you can record it on a tape recorder as long as the soul is in the song, it's good and it'll work.
And look at I know the Beatles are what people always use with this, but the Beatles had like 4 tracks and they had to
Yeah.
record, bounce
Yeah.
it onto another track, and then record another bunch of tracks. Like some of those tracks were like 4th and 5th generation because they'd been bounced down so many times.
Yeah.
But when it all comes together, it still sounds bloody genius.
It's the
And no
Beatles.
one's
Yeah.
no one's listening to the White Album and going, oh, I think I can hear a little echoing and a bit of imperfection there because there was
Yeah.
some bleed from a previous track. No, you're going, this is like one of the best freaking albums of all time. And
Yeah, exactly.
that's what it is. So yeah, experimentation for the win. You also you were teasing me by showing off a very cool piece of kit that you've just added to your repertoire.
I just
as well.
got it. Yes, or I got it. When did I get it? Today. I got it
Yeah.
today. The Fishman Rare Earth Blend acoustic pickup. It's got a little condenser microphone that feeds into the back of the body of the guitar, so you get that sound where the sound all builds up, and it picks it up on that little microphone that sticks out there. And then it's got a humbucker that kind of lays across where your strings are or where your fretboard starts, and that's a humbucker, a magnetic humbucker. Yeah, I just got that today, and I plugged it in for the first time, and I was blown because I only tried one other acoustic guitar pickup, and I hated it. It was a Dean Markley, and it was wooden, looked wooden. That was the only time I ever used a pickup in an acoustic guitar. So I asked a buddy of mine what he used, and he said, "Oh, I use this Fishman Rare Earth," and he used to gig every night. That was his job. So I knew he would know. So I ordered one. It was very expensive in Canada, $500 in Canada. But I bought it, and I bought the TRS cable because of the mic, the condenser mic, you have to use a TRS cable. So I bought the TRS cable, which was $50 by itself, only for a 6-foot cable, and plugged it in. And so now my sound for the after party on Saturday is going to be a little bit different, a little better, hopefully a little better.
Very cool. And that's a wonderful segue, mate, because we kind of play on the same gig, on the same set list.
Yeah. There was a hole there in between you and G-May, and I thought, well, what, I can just do 10 shows and just pop in and play a few songs. This year, I'm doing 20. So the first 2 years, I did just 10. This year, I'm going to do 20, and then I'll wait for the time change again, and then I'll come back when the time changes.
Nice. Yeah. So if you don't know about, well, I know when it is because it was March 2020, because I don't know, some weird shit happened in March of 2020. I forget what it was, but we were all at home watching YouTube, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do a show every week that's just an hour of just talking and chatting and hanging out with people and being cool and playing music. So I started the Happy Hour. Yeah, very original name for an hour long.
Yeah, but you drink beer while you're doing it, so it was a perfect
true.
name. That's your beer drinking time.
It is
the
true.
happy
It's
hour.
my beer drinking time. Yeah. Since I've been put in YouTube jail, I drink out of my mug, but that way you never know quite what it is. But yeah, like I'd sit down, we'd crack a beer, we'd have a chat, and people would have their own beverages, and yeah, it was so much fun. And then Jade Starr said, "Oh, look, I'll jump on, I'll open for you, Pete." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a privilege. I get Jade Starr opening for me." So she started the opening hour, and then our mate Thomas Christ said, "Well, I want to do an hour of rock and roll music."
See, and for disabled guys like me, it's a perfect night of, like, for years I just watched before I started participating in it myself. I would just watch, and that was actually the only concerts I've been able to watch in years because I can't stand in a theater and watch a band play for 3 hours. I can't do it. So it was the best. I could put my headphones on, sit in my chair, lean back, have
Enjoy the
a
music.
smoke, have a drink, enjoy three people that I thoroughly enjoy their music.
Yeah.
You,
No, well,
Thomas,
thank you.
and Jade.
Thank you for being along. Yeah, and it's become like a virtual busking session each and every week. So a huge, massive thank you to all the people that come along and watch us all, because
thank you
we
for
would
I
do it if you weren't
appreciate
there, but we love you being there.
I jumped in on it late and just take up like I only do a certain amount of shows. I don't do it all year round. So I like and I appreciate all the people that come and listen. It makes me feel good.
Yep, and there you are, the tubes of you. You can check the after party, go and subscribe, and yeah, look, go check out Brad. Well, like again, when we played on these sort of shows, we don't play a lot of music, and it's more about chatting about process and nerding out on gear and talking about the history of how you got into recording and whatnot. But yeah, do yourself a favor and go and make sure you're subscribed and check out Brad's show, or if you subscribe to me, I send you there every week. So you got
thank
no
you for
problem.
that,
Come
Pete.
watch
I
the happy
appreciate
hour.
it.
And we'll send you straight over to
It's a perfect
to
night of
Brad.
music. You got a little bit of, like, everybody's different. Thomas is a little bit different. Jade's a little bit different. You're a little bit different. You always have cool themes that you do. And then I go on and I do weird things. And all four of us are different.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm tackling English bands this week, so
That's a good idea. That'll be cool.
diving back into I'm learning some Bowie and learning some sort of new wave stuff from the 80s, and there's lots. You forget how many cool English bands there were, especially in like the 80s and 90s. It's amazing. Hello, Sylvie, the wonderful Sylvie Drapeau has joined us here as
Hello,
well on
Sylvie.
the show. G'day to Riverbend Sim,
Hey,
who's here as well.
Riverbend, good to see you, buddy.
And I did see someone else snuck in earlier, but now I can't find them. So if I missed you before and didn't say hello,
Tremor said Brad is fun to watch. Thank you, Tremor.
There
I
you
appreciate that, buddy.
he is.
That's
He is.
nice.
He is fun to watch.
You didn't
And
have
look,
to say that. That's nice.
Like all of us, none of our shows are always well-oiled machines. Sometimes we'll have a few little technical failures, and I always
Oh
say,
my
you know what?
God.
There's two ways to go. There's like a well-oiled machine or a train wreck, and it's fun to watch whichever way it goes.
The first season of my after party was an absolute effing train wreck. I was fighting the fact that you needed different equipment to stream than you do to record. I fought it and fought it and fought it because I can plug a microphone into my phone and hit the camera and play into it, and it sounds great. But when you stream, it does something different, and all of a sudden your camera flips, the guitar ducks when you start singing, and I fought all the technology until I was like, okay, I'll spend the money. And again, I bought an iRig Stream Pro, plugged a condenser mic into it, just one mic. I put it in between my vocal and my guitar, and it improved my sound by 1,000%. Then this Christmas, Ronnie Wolfstone said, I got a Rodecaster Duo. And Jade said, you would do well with a Rodecaster Duo. So I got a Rodecaster Duo for Christmas. And ever since then, it's been so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's different equipment. Like if you want to stream, you have to get streaming equipment to stream. If you want to record, you get recording equipment to record.
Yep,
It's
100%.
two different things.
And especially on mobile,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating because mobile has especially iPhones, they have everything you could possibly need, but the way that iOS is designed, it just doesn't work. And I've had people just like begging and pleading, Pete, there's got to be a way. What one piece of kit do I buy that's actually just going to make it all work? And I've tried them all, and they work until they don't, and they're fine until they're not. So unfortunately, you'd think in 2026 there'd be a better solution, but we live in a world where your best bet is to get some sort of streaming device or some sort of mixer, and then a laptop or a desktop computer, because everything else.
I tried
is a
to get
compromise.
Dustin to do a sound check with a Mac, and StreamYard just does not work on Mac.
Yeah,
Like it just won't work.
yeah. So you just need to bite the bullet and like I was saying, go and get yourself some sort of. And I hate that answer because I hate it being go buy gear, go buy more gear, go get buy.
Yeah.
You should be able to do it, but
It's just two separate animals. Like, and it took me a year to wrap my head around that and accept it. But once I did accept it, the technology is out there, and it's good technology, and it's fun to learn, and it improves your sound, and then you get better, then the audience gets a better experience, and it's not shitty and chaotic and noisy, and it just gets better. It just gets better.
It's true. Yeah, there you go. What wise words indeed. Speaking of wise words, mate, you've been doing this for a while now, and other folks are maybe earlier in their journeys, and they're looking up to you now and saying, "Hey,
don't
how
do
do I be
that."
more? How do I be more like Brad Example?" So, what's one piece of advice that you would pass on to someone? One of the mistakes you made, apart from the one with the live streaming, one of the mistakes you made, or one of the things that you wish you knew earlier on, that you would give as advice to someone that was the Brad Example of 7 years ago right now?
I would say to focus. If you're opening GarageBand for the first time this week, go to Pete's site and download his friggin' tutorial book. It will fucking save you months and months of agony. It's got all the answers, and you'll learn everything you need to know from that little PDF. Just do it. It's $10. It's going to save you a 3 or 4 months of hair pulling madness.
Well, the check's in the mail, Brad. Thank you very much.
Well, it's true. And that's the
promotion.
thing, is that I learned by watching, and and listening. I don't learn much by reading, and I don't absorb like that. I watch you do it while you're doing it. And the thing about your shows is oftentimes you're teaching one thing, but you do something else in between that, and you go, "Oh, that's what I needed to know." Rewind. That's how you get the channel strip to come up on the side. But you were actually showing how to do something else, how to fade. But you do these things in between that are the things that I needed to know.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you. Again, checks in the mail, but no, I appreciate it. And that's really where what I wanted to do, because people say to me, they're like, "Oh, yeah, if only Apple had, like, Apple should hire you to do tutorials." I'm like, no, there's a lot of things Apple do I don't agree with. I would not want to have to be beholden to that. But the fact that Apple kind of do make things a bit more complicated than they need to kind of keeps me in a job, because if everything was perfectly easy and flowed brilliantly, I wouldn't really have much to do. So I would like Apple to continue making things more difficult than they need
The
to
effects
be.
trick to keep the normalization down is brilliant. That took literally, I was recording for 4 years before I learned that trick, and then it just changed everything. How to get, and then I could bring everything down 5 or 10 dB before I send it to mastering, or before I mix it. So it's not mixed hot and then mastered hot, and then it spits out all distorted. Like my first few songs are all distorted.
Yeah. Yeah, which is sad, because, again, the thing with GarageBand is it does hold your hand, and it is really easy, but just like having that one switch that would just say turn off the auto normalization at the end, that would solve so many people's problems. But it also means I wouldn't have had, tens of thousands of views on a video showing you a hack about how to work around it. So I'm kind of in this mixed world where I'd love for it to be easier and be fixed, but because it's not, and there's some fun in hacking your way around it and going, all right,
so much fun.
They
And
wanted
that's
to
the
make
thing,
me
is
do this.
It makes you feel good once you do it, and you go, "Oh my God, that's a little trick I learned." And now my song sounds better, and I'm able to mix it better and master it to at a level that's tolerable. It's those little things, those little victories that build your confidence up, that make you want to keep going and do more and build a bigger catalog, and oh my God, and that's what it is. It's the little victories. So if I was going to teach anybody anything, pay attention to the details and just aim for small victories.
Oh, Because yeah, I think we do. We boil the ocean sometimes. You're like, how do I fix everything all at once? How do I make everything perfect? And it's just not going to be that way. You're not going to be able to just
No.
get it all done. But if every day, and again, it's why my mantra's always been create, record, release, but also practice makes progress, which I know you owned the exclusive T-shirt
Yeah.
of practice makes progress that you had designed and said, Pete, put this in your shop. I'm buying one. I'm like, okay, Brad, I'll do it. But it's so true because you're not going to be perfect, but the more you practice, the better you get, and it does
And
make
it's
you
true,
better.
and it does make you feel good, and it does make you want to produce more and create more and be a part of a community where you can feel like you're contributing and that you're doing okay and that you're sounding as good as the guy next to you and you're
Yeah.
getting better all the time. And it's just little things that give you confidence. Like I was stuck in a rut for 2 years. Like I was writing, but I wasn't putting anything out. And last year I put out 4 songs. This year, hopefully 4 or 5 songs.
Yep, you just got to keep the grind, don't you? Just keep doing your thing. Hello to Scotty Baby, good to see you here on the show. And yes, my internet connection is telling me that we'll go into a little bit of overtime here, but we like to keep this to about the length of a hockey game. So we'll go into the OT and go 3-on-3 for 5 more minutes here. But if you have any final comments or final questions or things that you'd like to ask Brad or to throw out there here in the chat, feel free to. If you wanted to put the headband back on, I'm sure he can. Obliged, but mate, I know
I
it's
just
really
don't
hard.
want Jade and Russ to make fun of me all night long, thinking I'm trying to hide my balding hair. I'm
Well,
doing fine.
mate, you're in a safe space. You're here on my show now. Jade and Russ can't get to you here because I control what comments do and don't go on the screen. So
AI makes me
they
look
can-
bald. Every time Jade makes me a thumbnail, it always makes me look like I have this weird wispy hair. I'm like, why does it always do that to me?
Well, it's
It knows I'm self-conscious about it, so it's just digging at me.
well. What do we have on the thumbnail here? I think did you look okay on that? Yeah, you look
Yeah.
all right on that one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, we look good together. We make
know,
a
look-
cute
look-
couple.
Exactly. I've got my arm around you there, and
Yeah,
I'm,
looks
I'm
good.
looking a bit concerned. I don't know why I've got this weird look on my face, but yeah, I've got the hat again. The hat hiding my baldness, so I just own that these days. Mate, it's a tough question to answer, I know, but what have been your proudest moment or moments since either your entire musical journey or perhaps since you've sort of got back into doing it yourself as like home recording and producing music? I mean, we heard Little Bird at the start there. That's an absolutely phenomenal song. I'm sure you're super proud of, but are there other things that come to mind that make you proud when you look back?
Right off the top, the last 2 songs I recorded and released that came out on Spotify, I was very proud of. I thought they sounded really good in comparison to all the other songs that I was listening to on Spotify when they came up next. I was like, oh, the levels are good. It sounds good. It sounds unique. It sounds different. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I'm happy that it's on Spotify next to all the stuff that I love. And I feel like I'm a part of a bigger community at the same time. So I think, and it's because I learned, I swallowed my nerves and anxiety and jumped into Logic Pro and tried to get better at it. And I got
Awesome.
better at it.
That is cool.
So it actually, the work paid off in the end.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
and-
don't give up. That's the other thing. Don't give up. Keep trying and reach out to people and talk to people and talk to other songwriters that are at the same spot you are, trying to figure out where the amp designer is and where the channel strips are and I still haven't learned how to send tracks to buses. I'm not there yet.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, it's a good lesson. A couple of things you've said there is that like learning in baby steps and in small steps and chunking it all down is super important because you don't need to know everything. Like you don't need to feel inadequate because guess what? Someone listening to your song on Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon or Tidal or Deezer or YouTube or wherever they're listening to it, they're not sitting there going, oh, I wonder if he used sends. I wonder if he's using a reverb bus or if he added it straight to the track. No one gives a crap about how your song comes together. They're listening to the finished finished product. And it's only you that are going to look at it and go, oh, I feel inferior because I did this in the wrong way. Well, guess what? It's art. There is no wrong way. There's the way that sounds good. And if it sounds good, it is good. And if you're improving, if you're developing by learning the little things that are going to help you along the way, then your music's going to sound
I don't
better.
even know if I need to use sends and buses. Like, really, what do I need to use them for? Like, I know a lot of people like Russ, and Russ has like 85 tracks, and Jade has 50 tracks, and everybody has all these tracks. And usually when I'm done a song, I have maybe 7 tracks.
Yeah.
Acoustic guitar right, acoustic guitar left, 2 vocal tracks, a bass track, and maybe a percussion track. And that's it.
And yeah, exactly right. Like I've had songs that have had, 20 and 30 and 40 tracks because I just, you keep going and you keep adding and you keep adding. It's diminishing returns. Like it doesn't add that much value in the end. And weirdly, it's that thing where, you put all this effort into things and you think, oh, this song's going to be great. And you put it out there and people are like, oh yeah, pretty cool. And the one song that people talk to me about more than any is the song I did called Anxiety, which was recorded on 4 tracks.
Yeah.
Like in GarageBand with
I love that song.
very little
Such a
going
fucking
on.
great song.
Oh, thank you, man.
And the video was amazing too. You did a really great job on the video too.
Yeah, again, I look back on that one and cringe because I'm like, oh man, the autofocus keeps going in and out. No, I could have made that better there. And the weird bit where I disappear at the end was because my iPad was sitting behind me, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to. Walk
I
away
still
from
haven't
that
been in one video. I haven't shown my face in one of my videos. And I got to shoot a video for Run for the song that was just on the last Music for Life album. And I'm trying to get Dave to just record himself playing guitar and then shoot a shot of me playing guitar and then get somebody on Fiverr to kind of mix it in with AI or LumaFusion stock footage or whatever, but just have little clips of us actually playing the song, because I've never been in one of my own videos. Hubs is another incredible, he makes incredible videos.
Oh,
Leela
I love
too, but Hubs makes great videos.
Yeah, Hubs, Chandler Brothers, Jade,
Brothers,
Leela,
Jade.
like all these folks just make amazing videos. Papa Tom, like there's heaps of people in this community that spend a lot of time creating videos. And obviously our mate Russ 8889, if you're new around here, he does remixes, he does videos, he does his own music. He's all over everything as well. So there's lots of very, very talented folks in this community that, again, like I'm a little jealous of, but at the same time, it's inspiring.
It's
and
very
it's great
inspiring, isn't it? Like,
yeah, because you
know,
see
there's
what they
so
do.
many people to look up to around here that it's nice to have a community like that where, if you want something from somebody, they're usually willing to help you with that.
That's it. It's true, and and it makes it pleasurable that we can just sit here and have a yarn for like an hour, mate, and just shoot the breeze. And we got great people here in the chat. And look, they'll hang shit on us from time to time because that's part of it, especially the Australian sense of humour. It's like if you never get teased in Australia, people probably don't really like you. So it's part of it. It's part of the culture. And
my live stream with Liz a day, I ended up moving the camera around, and I ended up playing a little box in the corner. 2 songs I did like that with Liz sitting in the big screen like this. Like I felt so bad after. And then Jade for the next 3 days kept writing, in the corner, go to the corner. Go sit in the corner.
Well, when I was on your show, mate, you did it perfectly. So clearly you've got it, and you'll keep working at it, and you'll nail it.
There. Yeah, I'm learning. It's the same thing, learning Logic and also learning how to live stream at the same time. So I'm trying to learn, and that's the thing is that I'm almost 50. You don't have to stop learning at a certain point. You can keep learning and keep doing things and getting better at them as you age.
1,000%. And I mean, we got folks in this community like Mark Bro and like the wonderful Sylvie Drapeau, who I'm not going to reveal ages, as well as Ron and Jenny. Don't go, oh no. These people that like work their whole lives and then retire and like, I'm too old to do music now. I'm too old to learn how to do this. It's like, no, it's the perfect time. You don't have conflict. You don't have to be wrangling children or working a job. Like, that is the best time to get into it. And it's a good segue, in fact, because next week on this show we've got John Huggart, who runs a channel called Indie Over 50. He's very inspirational dude, very similar sort of
wow.
mantra to what we talk about here. And our mate Paul O'Farrell, who you'll know from this community, he is part of
Yeah.
that community, and said to John,
Oh, wow.
you might want to go check out this Pete Johns guy and go on that show. So yeah, his niche, his specialty is like just encouraging and helping folks over the age of 50 get in and create
Wow.
music, which I
Send
think
me
is
his
awesome.
link after you're done. After we're done.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, go. You can check him out, Indie Over 50, and
Yeah, because that's brilliant. I'm sure
sure.
I'll be right into that.
But,
What
but
time
before
does
I
he
even
stream?
bring it, so he doesn't do live streams, but he's coming on. He's doing a live show, I think, for the first time next week when he comes on the show here. So there he is, John Huggard. He's out of Australia here as well, and he does pre-recorded videos. He does interviews. He does sort of how-tos around getting your music out there and getting it heard. So shares a very
cool.
similar sort of mantra to the stuff that we do around here. So I was going to put a link there, but I knew that I could never do
Yeah,
things
that's
as fast as
exciting.
this
I'm
man.
excited to meet this guy. This is going to be cool.
Yeah, so
So you got a good plan for the Creator Town Hall moving forward.
yeah, but behind the scenes, like we're only sort of announcing guests week by week, but we're going to have
Yeah.
some cool folks on here, some that you know, some that you don't know, because I think that's the whole point, just getting different views and perspectives from different people about they won't do everything exactly the same way. Like folks will be sitting there listening to you going, hey, I never thought about it that way, or I never thought of doing that, or hey, that's a cool tip, or that's a cool piece of kit, I'm going to go check that out. And that's why I loved doing this show in the past, and why I need to get back into this. I need to get guests on this show because it's always a great time. It's always a great chat. And Brad, I'm glad that we finally broke the
I'm
seal,
honored
mate,
to
and
be
had
here,
you on
Pete.
here.
You were a big help and a big inspiration when I started doing this all by myself. As I got sicker and weaker and I couldn't go out and do things and play gigs and do the things that I was born to do, and I had been doing so consistently from when I was 12 years old till I was in my 30s. I all of a sudden all that stopped, and I either had to hit the wall or swerve around it and find a way. And I swerved, found a way, and now
Beautiful.
I'm writing songs again. I'm performing them live, and even though it's unconventional, it's the way I have to do it.
Very, very cool. Well, it's been my pleasure to have you on here, and I know that when I say
thank you,
this, you're
Petey.
like, no way, Pete, but you've helped me because it's folks like you that were learning as you were going that gave me the feedback that told me what to do next. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known, I wouldn't have done half the videos if it wasn't for folks like you and folks that have been part of this community that put comments in there, that ask questions, that
Yeah.
tell me what your frustrations are, because
Yeah.
then I can go and try to solve them. And I
I
can't
must
fix
have
everything.
sent you 20 emails over the years. Like just
Which is
about little
great.
things that I needed help
Yeah.
with, and I couldn't find the answer. I knew the
Yeah.
answer was out there. I just couldn't find it.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, again, happy to be able to do that. So I wanted to thank, if everyone could give a round of applause, and thank Brad Example for hanging out with me here today. Brad, hang around for a bit afterwards, mate, and we'll have, there you go. He's got the classic roadcaster applause there ready to rock and roll. So, folks, go check out Brad Example. Hit the
Thank
like
you,
button on
Pete.
this video if you haven't already. And I hope you had a good time and maybe learned a few things.
I had a lot of fun
uh,
tonight. I
a
love
bit of
doing
fun.
your show. This was great, Pete. Right on.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you to you, Brad. We're going to bring the little music up here to go out with here. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Keep creating. See you next time here on the Creator Town Hall. Bye for now.
Sang a lonely love song. She stares out the window down the road from me and watches the kids play. It's an old oak tree that stands between their homes with roots tangled in the clay. And the tears roll down a face that only tears have ever known. And all this time reflecting back her past, could have fallen from an old man's nameless eyes. And he loves until his heart broke, and he cried sometimes when the little birds sang their lonely love song.